Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, Mama. Welcome back to the Mama Collective podcast. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Ari, and we're two moms just trying to navigate through motherhood. And we don't have an intro song yet, so we were just kind of maybe playing around with one when it was doing our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown.
Yeah, usually there's a countdown that gets us prepared for the recording. Usually we model and do get all these poses to get our nerves out. But I was singing, do it to it, do it to it, you're doing it well, da-na-na-na-na-na, which probably isn't how the song actually goes. Ari was singing.
Dun 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 dun. Because
That's
you know what? I'm feeling like superhero-esque, right? Isn't that a superhero song?
I'm pretty sure that's the Indiana Jones song. At least that's what came to mind.
You know, it possibly
You were
could
just
have
at
been.
Disney.
I was just at Disney. It was phenomenal. Indiana Jones, I think, was like down for repairs though, but it was all good.
Hey, do you guys want to know the best hack for Indiana Jones?
What?
Always ride single rider.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
because most of the time on single, can I talk tonight? Most of the
No.
time on single rider, they will just seat you together. Like I think I've only been seated by myself once, and I've ridden single rider like hundreds of times. If you don't have
Mm.
any idea what I'm talking about, if you go to Disneyland, probably like besides a few, all of the big attractions. So, like any big roller coaster is going to have what they call single rider. Some of them have like a single rider lane that's like labeled like for cars. It says like single rider and you can like stand in line in that lane. Other rides, you have to ask a park attendee, like a park employee, for a single rider pass. Then they'll give you a little
Mm.
coupon, and most of the time you walk through the exit, and then they have you stand where people get off the ride, and they fill seats when they can't completely like fill a coaster car. So like Indiana Jones, if they can't fill a full Jeep, they'll fill you with like a single rider in to fill the row. Or
Mm.
like California, oh, it's not California, Incredicoasters. They have you go to the back and they like have you sit next to a stranger. Anyhow, it's a great hack for
Disney
Disney.
hacks. You know
Disney
what we did?
hacks.
We had the twins with us, and so obviously they couldn't go on all the rides. So we paid for Lightning Lane passes for the new Star Wars ride because that one is my favorite because it is so cool. Like, I didn't think it was going to be that cool. And then I wrote it. I was like, whoa. And they have like paid actors and you can mess with them because they're all like supposed to be mean to you. And I just like to play. So I make them yell at me.
You're so funny. I need to go to
Like,
Disneyland with you because you'd be so fun.
oh, I love it.
Did the
I
twins
mean,
love it?
oh, they loved it. Like we took them in December and they were good then, but this time they were like so much more alert.
Mm-hmm.
But it was hilarious because the first time we took them, Graham loved Pirates of the Caribbean, was awake the entire time, just like looking around, loved the drop when he got splashed in the face, loved it. Um and then this time it was a 5 minute wait and both babies passed out
You're
because it was
kidding.
dark in there.
Oh, yeah. It has like the yo ho yo. It's like calming music. It's pitch black. That is so
Yeah, I
funny.
was concerned because last time, Harley was like not a fan of the dark and she would like start crying. And so I just pull out, the boobie and we would just nurse really quick. And since she stopped breastfeeding in between December and now, I was like, oh no, what are we going to do? But she was totally fine. So it
Oh,
was fantastic.
that actually used to be, I used to be so scared of that ride when I was little.
Really?
Yeah. Because there's the one part where like the ships are shooting cannons at each other.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That used to freak me out. And the animatronics, like the characters, like just are really creepy.
They're good. Like some of their eyes look real. Like I stare at them like, whoa. Did you
Yeah.
know that Johnny Depp used to kind of just go out go there and like kind of hang out sometimes without telling anybody he was going to be there?
Yes. So my family is all like Disney people. Like my uncle worked there, my aunt worked there, my sister worked there, my cousin's wife worked there. Like everyone at some point within one person has like worked at Disney. So we used to go all the time. I had season passes for years. And my aunt worked in casting and she would like find out all the like scoop on when everything was happening. And so she would be like,
Oh.
"Hey, he's at the park today if you guys want to go." Um,
Oh.
yeah. I never saw him. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any memory of it. If I did, I don't remember, but I know my sister has. My sister used to be a character. She was a dancer. Um, and she saw him and a bunch of other celebrities too, which is kind of crazy.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, when we were there, the guy who when we were there in December, the guy who played what was the most recent like hero movie I want to say his name, but I think it's not the correct name and it's like the name of a whale. um do you do you know the like hero movie where like they have the rings, the 7 rings? It was like based in San Francisco. It's an Asian actor.
You're talking to the wrong girl here. I
Oh
don't even know what like
man.
Brad Pitt looks like. So
Sorry, I wanted to like name him like Shamu, but I don't think it's Shamu because I'm pretty sure that that's a whale from SeaWorld.
that's 1,000%
Um,
a whale from SeaWorld.
anyways, when you listen to this and edit it, put it in the show notes, okay? Anyways, he was
I
there.
love it. It's so fun.
Um,
Anywho,
yeah,
I know we just like rambled about Disney for 5 minutes. Um, but
it's
we
top
just,
of mind.
yeah, it was. And it was relevant because Ari just went. But we realized we've had 2 guest speakers the last 2 weeks. And so we just want to spend kind of the first half just catching you guys up on Ari and I's life, what's happening within the collective, what's happening with the babies. And then we're going to talk the second half about first birthdays because Lincoln's
Mhm.
first birthday is in less than a month and the twins are in less than 2 months, which is just crazy. So I'm in the thick of party planning. Ari's starting party planning, but we'll get there. So, Ari, what would you say is probably a big update or highlight just that's happening with the fam?
Well, we started our sleep training journey,
Mm.
and ooh, I will say Graham's no longer sleeping in a carrier when we're home. Huge
Which is
win.
huge.
Huge win. He used to take both naps in a carrier on me, Ian, or my mom.
Which is
And
massive
now he
change.
sleeps in his crib. They both sleep like an hour and a half typically for their naps each. And that's been a huge win. Also, we're like really way more consistent with 12 hours a night, which is fantastic. There were some like small tweaks we made along the way. It was also hard pills to swallow at the beginning, and I'm still in it, so there's some things that are still challenging. That if you're interested in, reach out to me because it is interesting to sleep train.
It truly is. I had a mom actually reach out to me on Instagram today, and because I am like 2 weeks ahead of Ari on doing the sleep training, and she actually had the babies. She had done a different course prior. So I feel like the twins had a really good foundation. I
Mhm.
went into it no foundation. Um, if you would have met me on the first 2 days, I would have told you that it was child abuse. Do I say that
Truly,
now?
truly. Jamie was in the worst sorts. I had seen her. She was ready to just like beat the world up.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. It was,
and
yeah.
she made it through though. I
I-
mean,
It was worth it. And one of the things I actually like, I don't want to scare anyone off who is like, oh my gosh, I've thought about it, but I like have that thought that it may be like, am I hurting my kid? Am I this? Am I that? Like and I know Ari could probably say the same. Like we've thought so many of those, like those thought processes of like, is this the best? Is this not the best? Eventually we're going to have a sleep consultant on here. So we'll have her explain like more of the in-depth things with it. But I know for both of us, we just realized we weren't the best parents showing up for our kids without us sleeping. So that's ultimately, at least for me, the decision I made. Would you say the same?
Absolutely. Like, if you are exhausted and mentally drained and then have to be present for your child, like, you're not showing up as your best.
Yeah.
So, that was
So
my driving factor.
same. And the first 2 days, I just had to learn Lincoln. And I actually had a mentor of mine say something to me kind of after all of this. And they have 7 kids and they slept train all 7. And they said for each kid, it looked completely different. And they said that depending on their personalities is how walking out sleep training actually looked like. So they said one of their kids, like kid number 4, was just a lot more like needed a lot more verbal reassurance, needed a lot more to like hear that they were okay, hear that they were comforted, hear this and that. And so they learned each night that the more they vocalized that she was safe, the easier the transition was for her. And then other kids, they're like, oh, they're just super stubborn. Nothing was going to do it. Like it had to be a lot harder and stricter and all of that. But all 7 of them sleep amazing and are totally some of this family. And why it made me feel so secure is this family is one of the most well-connected, emotionally regulated families that I'd ever met in my entire life. Where like by 5 years old, their kids are able to tell you like, hey, I feel rejected when you guys all walked away from me. And that really hurt my feelings and I'm feeling really low. You know, like there was no scarring from the sleep training. They're all just really emotionally in tune. So that was really neat. But man, was it rough? Yes. Man, was it worth it? 1,000%. Lincoln now sleeps fabulous. So what would
If
you
you
say,
ask
Ari?
Jamie, well, I just want to say, if you ask Jamie in the middle of it, she said it was worse than child labor
Oh, it
or
was.
than birth.
Oh my gosh, it was worse than birth.
Yeah, I
Like,
think for us, we are really just fine tuning like some of the things. The twins like they slept from like between 6:30 p.m. till like anywhere from 4 to 6:30 a.m. And we really wanted to like get them closer to 7 so I could start having morning routines, and not just like waking up to like, okay, it's time to take care of the babies right now, and like actually have a slow morning to myself first, which I didn't want to wake up at like 3 or 4 a.m. to have that. It's not that important. Um, and so again, we're still in it. We're like, what, a week and a half for twins. The course is actually 3 weeks rather than just 2 weeks. And so that was a
oh.
shocker. Just found that out on Friday. I'd say the biggest.
It's a lot funnier. No. We just, yeah.
The hardest part about sleep training for us personally is staying home. Like, this is our struggle is we are not like, yes, we work from home. So like good chunk of the week for the most part, we are home. But on weekends, we are like, go, 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 go. And the kids like sleep like whenever. And so this was literally like, when I looked at my calendar for 2 weeks, I was like, this is the most we're going to be home. So even like us going to Disneyland for the day was a concern for our sleep coach, just because if we were trying to break the habit of him sleeping in a carrier, it could have sent him into a regression. And I don't know, call Ian and I naive, whatnot, but like we're just like our kids are adaptable. They've got this. And you know what? They did. So
Amen. Go
anyways.
Graham. So why is it 3 weeks?
I think because with twins, like sometimes they just don't get it right away. And so they just automatically tag in that third week.
You
Which
just have brilliant babies.
they are fantastic. I love my children. Like, yes. I think I always joke that like we got two, so they actually like take it easier on us right now. Will that always be the case? I don't know, but my babies are pretty chill.
Yeah, they are
I
pretty
think
chill.
I like to think that they catch on pretty quickly, but like the reason why we started sleep training, guys, was because Ian and I fell off the mark for a while, and we like instilled some pretty tough habits to break, and it was rough. Like we were not sleeping. Because between like teething, being sick, different things, like we would pull them into bed with us and we would feed them, and they just got used to all those little comforts and they didn't know how to go back to sleep on their own. So it was rough.
Yeah.
But
But outside of
we
sleep training, oh, no, I want to talk about
mm,
one more thing. Then we'll go into first
okay.
birthdays. I feel like we talk about like these things that, like sleep and eating and all that type of stuff a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but any other just fun things that you've done in life, or any of like, oh, I really enjoyed that lately.
You know what? Call this whatever you may, but I recently started incorporating baths like once or twice a week.
Oh,
Just like kids go to sleep, I don't do anything. I just turn on The Bachelor and I take a bath, and I just like literally I put my phone somewhere else so I can't be on my phone. The computer's further away so I can't even touch it while I'm in the bath, and I just have to like chill and relax because I realized because I'm usually on the go all the time, which I love, I really don't take time to slow down. And so it's like a way for me to like force myself to slow down, but also like, get to watch The Bachelor because Ian and I used to watch it together starting in like COVID years. And then he got over it. He's like, I'm not a fan of Zach. He is boring. That's the current
honestly, it's
Bachelor if you
so
guys don't
funny.
know.
I wish you would have gotten into Bachelor like years ago because, but like pre-pandemic, The Bachelor used to be like gold. Like it was so good. And I think the explosion of social media has shifted the show so
Mm,
much because people know that they can have a career out of it. But The
mm-hmm.
Bachelor used to like, because people weren't on there to knowing that after this show, I'm going to have a social media career. They were on there because they wanted to win the show. And oh, it was good. So you're gonna have to fill me in on Bachelor now because I fell off during the pandemic.
See, Bachelor Nation became a thing for me during the pandemic. I watched it a little bit before, so if you give out names, like I might be familiar. Um, but during COVID, my friends and I, like it was another couple and us, Ian and I had never watched The Bachelor together. And we would do sleepovers at each other's house and
Wait,
watch
that's
it and like do like
amazing.
dinners. And we would like one of my friends is a phenomenal cook. And so she would cook like these elaborate dinners and then we would watch The Bachelor.
Wait, that's so fun.
It was awesome. It was awesome. That I think that's like what made me like get hooked onto it.
Yeah.
Um but anyways, that is one of the things I've incorporated into my life since we've last caught up. What about you? What's going on? What's exciting?
Exciting.
You're kind of going through like a life change currently. I don't know if you want to share those details, but
Yeah, I'll give real kind of vague. Um
fabulous. What
well,
everybody wants to hear.
mainly because I don't yeah, essentially something happened.
Mm.
Um I'm like not a vague person, so I can't say it.
I think just don't skip over that part and just say get into the part where You might become a corporate America girly with me.
Yeah. Let's just say something happened that made me decide that I want to stop making money through social media with my personal brand. So I have done social media as my full-time career for the last 5 years. I left my event coordinating job 5 years ago and was making the same, if not more, through social media. Something happened that really was like, oh my gosh, do I even want to do this anymore? And then I started looking at just the temperature of the industry and jobs that you used to get paid like what your talent and time and like the content was worth just isn't available anymore. Because not that I'm saying like because everyone's an influencer, like I think there's just as many people pursuing the same positions as I was back then that there is now. There's just a greater demand for content and people are doing it at a lot cheaper rate. So yeah, it just made me really realize like I can't create the same income consistently anymore. So I today I was typed out my resume, sent it to my dad. My dad gave me the first run through. I am now going to send it over to Ari and Ian. And Ian claims to be the resume king. So I'm excited for him.
No, I claim for him to be the resume king.
Well, we just claim it over him. Ian, you are just the resume king. Which I'm totally like, it's such a good skill to have because I haven't worked. I don't know what I'm going to apply for. Like, that's the other thing that's kind of fun and exciting is I want to be able to use my skills, but I want to very much so like clock in, clock out job. So whether that looks like working for like a big corporate company, whether it looks like working for like a smaller company, I don't know. But the solution is since I have Lincoln full time, I don't have help. I am looking to find a job on the East Coast. So I am going to try to work East Coast hours and have flexibility or somewhere that I could do a split schedule or something like that. So I can start my work days at like 4 a.m. and then work till whatever, 8, take a pause till later, till he naps, or just work straight through to like 11 or 12. And then I could be a present mama after that. But I don't know. There could be so many other things. Like it's kind of fun. I'm like, I could do a job in marketing. I could do a job in sales. I could do a job in public relations. I could do work at a bakery. I don't even know. But it's interesting. But I'm honestly so excited. It feels so aligned with what my spirit's wanting. And it's really funny because I actually had a friend at church yesterday pray for me. And she was like, yeah, it doesn't feel right that like you not being on social media. And I was just laughing because knowing your body like totally rejects something, like someone says something to you and your body just like feels it. And it almost just had me like laugh because she said it and I like let out like a, like when she said it to me because I was like, that was literally your own opinion like projecting onto me. And my body just was like, meh. Like, that's so just not it. So I'm fun. I'm excited. I'll still be pretty present in the collective, but the heart of the collective is showing all of these other amazing walks in cities and all these other amazing women across the US. So I'll still be pretty active in the organization of everything that we do here at the collective, but I'm just not going to show what toothbrush I'm using and what underwear I wear and where I got my cup or, like just all of that type of stuff that just is like, I just want my life to be a little more private again. So I'm excited.
I am excited for you. I think it is a bold step towards the future. And I know that, where your head's at long term. So I'm excited for you.
Thank you. Okay, now on to first birthdays.
First birthdays. So we just came back from, well, we had Sydney's birthday. Well, it was technically Havana's birthday, which was phenomenal. Balls to the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Like, amazing. Then both of us were invited to our friend. Oh, wow, they were both on the podcast. This is great.
Oh, fun.
Bridget's, which was amazing, super low key. It was Fairy first birthday at a
Cute.
park, super fun. The kids had an awesome time. It was like the perfect park for babies because there were actually things that they could go on by themselves, which was a lot of fun. And then there's going to be Mr. Lincoln's birthday. And for us
Yes.
personally, we're trying to navigate, are we going to do a birthday party or are we going to take a trip? So more to come on that. But Jamie?
Yeah, honest. Yeah, I first birthdays are for the parents, realistically. Like, let's be honest. Like, yes, it's going to be fun to have a fun day and do a little something extra and special for our babies. But it's a little bit for us as well of like celebrating like a year ago to this day, we gave birth to you. Oh my gosh, what an amazing year. So there's things that I'm doing definitely that just shine Lincoln, but also I'm just really excited because it's probably 70% adults and 30% kids. So all of the people that have walked through Lincoln's first year and actually walked with me are going to be there too. So I'm really excited. But we are doing some bunnies turning 1 because Lincoln's first birthday is actually on Easter. How fun is that?
So cute.
It's so fun. So I've been planning everything. There's about 100, close to 100 people who have RSVP'd, which is, I don't know how it gets so big. Like I genuinely don't understand how that happens. But I originally was like, it's going to be at a park since it's some bunny and it's around Easter. My entertainment was going to be an Easter egg hunt. And then my mom, shout out Grandma Perry, was like, you got to have something fun. Like, let's get entertainment. Or I went to
Honestly, I
this.
heard her voice as you were saying that.
You know exactly. So she ended up booking a bounce house, and I don't know in the state that you guys live in, but like trendy, like pastel bounce houses with the balloon arch and all the jazz are a thing, but they're a thing out here. So we rented a stone blue bounce house. And then she ordered a custom balloon arch off Etsy to have like bunnies and carrots and everything intertwined into the balloon arch. But I think it's going to be great. I'm just like excited mainly because you get it all day. So I'm going to bounce on that thing before all the babies get there.
Oh, I'll be there with you.
Oh,
I will be there.
100%.
I literally
Please.
told Ian if we get them a bounce house, like if we're having a party, we're having a bounce house. And I was like, and we're getting it, and I'm going to jump on it because you get it all day.
Yes,
Like,
it's
what?
so fun. So that's like a little bit for me too that I'll like totally take. I'm like, that's a little bit for me, bring out my old cheerleader days. And I'm trying to think what other little details were other little things that, this is actually a big debate. So if you guys don't know, if you're listening to this, I'm currently going through a divorce. So I live at my mom's. So my mom's really intertwined in the planning of my son's birthday. And it's like first grandkid. So she spoils him like no other. But for food and everything, I was going to do just like a massive charcuterie table. And then we bought all of these like Easter themed cookie cutters. And I was going to cut out like the fruit and the cheese and all that type of stuff in the cookie cutters. And then do like meat rivers and, pinwheels and all that type of stuff. Make it really cute. Well, then we got to dessert. This is where the big debate is. And Ari, maybe you can settle it. I wanted to have some form of, because not everyone likes cake and like it's going to be a smash cake for him anyway. Like I'm going to let him do the full first birthday, make him a mini cake, let him like, go crazy with it. So I didn't want to bake like both multiple cakes. So I was like, what's along the Easter theme? Cute bunny. I'm like, dirt cups. Did you ever have dirt cups growing up?
Oh, no. What's a dirt cup?
Ari, where it's like either like cake and frosting. I'm like genuinely, you acted like, oh, this is so like, okay. I can't believe,
What?
maybe
I'm
I'll
looking at
describe
the
it.
dirt
You'll
cup right now. Oh,
it's like,
okay. Like it has worms in it.
yes, you do like either chocolate cake and then like chocolate frosting and then Oreos and you put like a little gummy worm
Yeah. Okay.
or
Okay. Uh-huh.
so not everyone likes chocolate. So I was like, let's do banana pudding and we'll do the graham cracker Nilla wafer on top and then we'll
Mm-hmm.
get like a little carrot topper and it will look like
Mm-hmm.
a carrot sprouting out of the ground. Like how cute. And my mom has vetoed me so hard with banana pudding.
Why?
And do you like banana pudding?
I like banana pudding.
Thank you. Do you think it's a controversial dessert?
I mean, chocolate's safer than the banana pudding, but I think it would be unique and like the people that would love it. And the people that wouldn't have the dessert anyways. They can have like they can bring their own dessert. Okay, people? 100 people? Bring
Okay,
your own.
you hear? Well, I was just thinking, I'm like, what would like little kids like? Well, obviously kids would like chocolate too, but like banana pudding is literally like bananas and a homemade custard and Nilla
Mhm.
wafers. And I'm like,
Mhm.
that's like not that it's that much cleaner, but I'm like, I feel like a baby would enjoy banana pudding. But it's been like a huge debate in the house. So
Mhm.
the dessert has yet to be decided.
Finalized.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of having something separate that people can grab. So that's
Right.
like I'm right on with that because cake it would be a lot to pass out to everybody. Um so grab and go dessert would be awesome.
Yeah. And I was going to do the Magnolia Farms recipe, which is supposedly like the best banana pudding.
Do it.
But
Do
yeah.
it.
So
I say my neutral mama loves this. Like I'm like banana cream pudding. That sounds neutral versus chocolate.
thank you.
So I like it.
But yeah,
I don't
other
know
than
that carrots grow out of banana cream. Like I don't know if the soil's not normally
no,
that color.
no.
But for aesthetics, beautiful.
It will look beautiful. Like there's cute little details like the Easter egg hunt. The eggs are like little shakers, which I thought was a lot more
Oh,
applicable than like we do have a few full of candy, but like we thought very what does a 1-year old want? So we did like stickers and shakers and more like toys versus treats. Then
perfect.
other things that we're having other than that, honestly, it's pretty simple besides the bounce house and just a bunch of people there. It's at a park,
I
so
mean,
like I
the charcuterie like river is going to be expensive. I love making charcuterie boards and I know how expensive it can get.
yeah, but I'm also like a Costco like connoisseur.
Mm,
So I feel like doing it through Costco. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I
yeah.
also may be off on this and you guys will catch me after Lincoln's birthday and I can be like, yeah, I just paid for his freaking college in salami and cheese. So like that's rough.
Oh
um
man.
but I think it'll be
Yeah.
good. Lincoln like loves people, so he's gonna have the best time of his life. He is
Oh yeah.
just even every day we go outside and sit out front. And I live between a middle school and a high school, and he waves to every person that passes by. So having like all
Oh.
the people that he's known literally since he was born there, he's gonna be in dream heaven. And then I think for gifts, oh, will be interesting. And then I want to hear you guys your debate between a trip and a party. Um,
Mhm.
Gifts, we're getting him a balance bike. Mainly, we were gonna do
Mm.
the like toddler trike one, but he's a daredevil, and I just feel like he would grow out of it in like a year. So we're doing like the older kid balance bike, and then we're going to put little training wheels, like the little wider like wheels on it for him to start. And then I can only imagine this kid just catching to it really fast, but it should be really fun. Other than that,
Aww.
I'm like, there's plenty of other people. He's getting one gift from me. I'm like, there's enough people. You have grandparents. We have
also,
the beach.
are you gonna go forward with we previously talked about the Disney pass and the monetary contributions versus
I really
gifts.
want to. It is like highest on. I actually should probably send a thing to contribute. I would love, since we live really close to Disney and there's a bunch of moms, a part of the Mom Walk Collective, who go to Disney once a week, and it just seems dreamy. Ari goes all the time too.
I've gone twice, guys.
Hey, there is a mom that could be listening who's never been.
True.
But it's just because we live like 20 minutes away, so it's a little different.
Mm-hmm. And you can go just for like the morning, or like you could just go for an hour and like run through all the rides that you want to go through and then go home before nap time.
Yeah, is that not crazy?
Honestly, we used to do that with the San Diego Zoo. So we got zoo passes right after the babies were born, and I was kind of cleared to like be more mobile. And we loved it. We would like go get coffee at a cool coffee shop, go grab lunch, and then we would go to the zoo for an hour, and then we'd go home. And like San Diego's an hour away from us, but it was worth it because like walking in like our neighborhood for an hour versus walking at the zoo, way more cool.
Oh yeah. And a pass, like what makes it so worth it, like it sounds crazy, but a Southern California Disney pass is like $20 a month. I don't know if that one's available, but like how much was
not available. But we need to find somebody to follow. So if you guys have recommendations, we need to like know when those become available, because I will purchase it with you, Jamie. It has been decided.
Yeah.
I'd been on the fence, guys, because the only pass available right now is like $1,500, which I'm like, absolutely no way.
But I did the math. It's cheaper. Here's my thought process on it. It is cheaper than a gym membership.
I mean, you do get 2 parks, which is really cool. You get California Adventures and Disneyland, but I still am just like, can't do it. $1,500. Some of our friends like balled out and went for it, and like the couples got it. So that's like $3,000. I don't know.
But they're using it. That's the thing. Like,
they are.
Imagine.
No. It's
like if I
them.
went, I'm going to do the math. I'm pulling out the calculator. If it's 1,500,
she's going to a calculator, girl.
If I went, let's just say twice a month, which we know it's going to be more than twice a month. So let's say I went 3 times a month, which is 36 times. Okay.
Okay.
That is only $41 a visit.
I mean, that's really good, because on the off season, my ticket was $114 per person. And for the holiday season, it was like 200 something. So
that is how much a Pilates class costs right now.
$40 for a Pilates class right now?
Dude, it is nuts out here. You can't even get them on ClassPass anymore.
Pass.
No. All the good studios, at least near me, and I don't know, maybe it's different because you live a bit more south. All the studios up near me have gotten so full that they've taken themselves off ClassPass, or they've taken their prime, like they only leave like noon, their noon class open, or they're like 2:30 class open.
Interesting, because all these girls are in their Pilates girl era.
I know.
And you know what I've decided? I do like Pilates. It's awesome. But I think I'm going to go back into my weightlifting era, because there's been too many conversations about women like getting like really good in strength training and like their body refining because of it. And I think my body needs like that extra muscle right now to be able to burn fat. That's a conversation for another day, guys.
Yeah. We'll go back to so you guys are debating between a trip and a birthday party.
Yeah, so this was kind of something that we had talked about like really early on because before we had kids, I was totally of the mindset like, oh my gosh, the first birthday is just for the parents.
It
Like,
kind of,
it's
yeah.
not really anything. And like when you become a parent, you realize like it is a day to be celebrated in the sense of like you made it. Like you guys, you survived. And you didn't just survive, hopefully you thrived. I know that's so cheesy. But like
We
there's
have
so much to be
Pinterest quote
celebrated.
Ari over here. Sorry, that was sassy. I take that back. Keep going. I'm
Live,
working on
laugh,
my
love.
sass.
Actually, Sydney did post a cup today that was like something, and she was like, "Is this giving live, laugh, but love vibes?" And I was like, "Yes, 100%."
Oh my gosh, so funny.
I love you, Sydney. But okay, so yeah, we had debated, and so then we were like, oh, let's maybe take them on like a 1 year trip because their birthday, so their first birthday is going to land on Mother's Day, and then my birthday is 6 days later.
Whoa. Their mothers, look at our kids having such monumental birthdays.
I know. So we thought, like, what better way to celebrate it than just like going on a trip? So we were going to do like an all inclusive resort at first, and then it turned into like, let's just do a trip with all of our friends to Mexico. And then, not all of our friends, but like whoever could
Hey,
go.
some people don't
Um,
make the, just kidding.
no, I didn't mean it like that.
I'm just laughing
kind of.
because I would have volunteered myself off the list. Hey, I only want to be places where I'm wanted. So
No, it
I
was.
get it because I have a capacity meter too, you
I know,
know?
and that's what I was trying to get at was that like right now we're in the season of we are getting invites for like every single weekend for a birthday party, which we are so grateful for that we're in that many kids' lives and that many families' lives. And I personally love it, but it can get to be a lot. And sometimes you get double, triple booked and you're like, oh. And so if somebody just made that decision for you, but moving on,
Totally.
guys.
Or two,
Moving.
like I get it because people are not invited to Lincoln's birthday. And it's not that I don't love them, but
I'm
they might
laughing
be
because you had a
101
hundred
and I
person
had to
guest
cut.
list.
Yeah, it might have been number 101 and I had to cut it off at 100. I sound like
More
such a
people
brat.
than were
Oh
at
my
my
gosh.
wedding.
Your kid. Oh, yeah, I forgot you had a small wedding.
We kept our wedding very small.
I'm
But
sorry, guys. I'm not a brat.
anyways,
I've just been so sassy lately. So please forgive
she's been a
me.
little sassy pants.
I've been unleashed. I worked on this like 5 years ago and it's come back. And so I need to keep what's in my head because sometimes my sarcasm, I sound like a bitch. So
It's okay. It's okay. I need to work on my cussing because I didn't think I was a cusser, and then it came out in front of children and their parents, and the mom looked at me, and I didn't even realize what had happened, and Ian was like, "You just said," and I was like, "Oh, sorry, my bad." Like I just felt so bad. But anyways, moving forward. So yes, then we went to Sydney's daughter's birthday and I was like, "Oh no, we need a birthday." And like
mm,
the side of me that like loves to like host and have like people together and celebrate and make something special for the babies came out, and I'm now debating if we're going to do um the theme would be first fiesta since we do go to Mexico often, like doing something like
cute.
that and having a taco truck guy there, and obviously doing a bounce house, finding like muted colors to go with first fiesta.
She's like, Fiestas are bright and shiny, but we're going to mute it down. Bougie
You know?
babe.
Mm-hmm. And then I had a different theme, but one of our friends sent out her invites. Um, you know, before I could confirm if I wanted that theme or not, which is totally okay. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
Where would you
If we
guys
do this
go? Yeah.
birthday,
If you were to
yeah,
do the trip, where would you go?
TBD, because honestly, we might be going to Chicago that week anyways. We
Oh,
just, yeah, Ian's work just said that they're doing their offsite somewhere other than San Francisco or New York, which we are really hoping for New York, but Chicago is really cool. It's a place we've been wanting to go to. And so we may still get a trip and a birthday out of all of this.
Whoa.
Just not somewhere tropical. We were thinking like we would be like on a beach with the babies, but it's okay. We live by the beach. So if we do the birthday, we'll either try and find a way to do it at the beach or we'll do it at our house. So that is what's going on with us. If you have first birthday themes for twins, let me know. If we do first fiesta, I saw something that says like taco about twins that we could do above like the taco truck, which would be cute.
Oh, cute.
I was also trying to figure out like, could we do like,
you could do a Cat in the Hat, thing 1 and thing 2.
True. Did you know Dr. Seuss is like basically getting canceled?
No.
Why?
Well,
apparently there's some controversy.
Over what?
Yeah. I think some. Oh my! I only read one statement, guys. So if you guys read more, like, let me know. But it was like there might be racism or things in his book that are not sound, and so yeah. But anyways, on that note, for books, we just bought these really cool books from Slumberkins, and I'm really excited for them to come. Have you heard of that brand?
I haven't.
They're like about emotional intelligence.
Send them my way.
Yeah, they might be sold out. So they were part of the whole Silicon Valley bank crash. And
what was that? I saw a bunch of companies post about it, and a bunch of brands say due to what happened in the bank crash.
Well, let me tell you, because I listened to a whole podcast about it.
Corporate America girly coming in.
Ian listens to like this really cool podcast called the All In Podcast, and it's like these like tech CEOs that like are like billionaires, and they just dive into different topics. So that's what our I'm trying to think what the word is. Ambiance was on the way to San Diego this weekend.
Love it.
Anyways, the bank is closed. They made some like 10-year investments that then eventually like lost their value because of interest rates rising. And so that basically turned like a very sound, like solid bank upside down in a flop. And people like this is why people were freaking out, is because they had their cash in there. So a lot of tech companies, but also like random companies, I don't want to say random, but like smaller companies like Slumberkins had their cash in there. So maybe they got loans from VC companies and they put their cash in the bank.
Wow.
In that particular bank, because maybe it like gave, higher returns. I'm not sure why this selection, but however, yeah, it like got taken over this weekend. And they just released a statement that the like government's going to bail them out. And so the depositories, so like say if you and I had cash in there, say if you and I had like $8 million, $8 billion, I don't know,
I'll
whatever
take the
we
B.
wanted in there.
We'll take the B's. B's before M's.
If we had that in there and like that was our money, that was our bank account, we put it in a bank that was rated top 20, the government's going to pay all the depositories back. So Slumberkins will most likely be okay. But to kind of like wrap this like story up, they put out a statement on Saturday of like, we don't know what's happening to our company. We're going to give you guys 40% off. If you guys want to like pay full price to support us, fantastic. And then people just like, I started researching what this company was because our friend actually recommended it, Taylor, and saw that their books were like really cool, like about stress management and like how to like calm yourself. And it was about like having courage, or like less like, oh, here's a Dr. Seuss book, the Nose Book. You guys, if you don't know, I
hop on pop.
I record on my bed. So I have all my children's like books next to me because we read them in bed. But yeah, so we're really excited for having those books in our book collection with the
Well,
kiddos.
maybe if they're still in business or if they aren't sold out yet and someone's looking for a first birthday gift, it's a really great first birthday present. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think like books. Let's name some B's. Books, bikes, balls, blocks, bears, stuffed animal bears. What else? Books, bikes, blocks,
I was gonna say bites, like bites to eat.
bites. All good for first birthdays. Okay, we're losing it here. I'm gonna now say all the cringy stuff, and if you're still listening, this is what we really appreciate. We really want to bring some resources to the collective of being able to have on some really special guests. With that, we just need you guys to like and subscribe, leave a comment, leave a question, tell us what you want to talk about. It helps us so much. Share it on your social media. It would mean so much because we are dying to get some people on here, and it just helps with getting special guests on here is doing all that. So that would be really great. If you're also just like, dang, I want some moms to chat like this in person, our whole goal with the collective is to help you find community. So we are your virtual mama homies, but we want you to find some in your area as well. So we have ambassadors that host walk all across the US, Canada, and we're hoping to keep expanding internationally. So if you go to the momwalkcollective.com, there's a walk finder, type in your zip code. If there isn't a walk there yet, you can always apply to be an ambassador. At the first of every month, we pull applications, and then there's an onboarding process to start one in your city. Other than that, we have a mother's market that is coming up next month in Orange County. So if you are a Southern California local, we'd love to meet you in person. We have 15 to 20 brands all focused around motherhood that will be there. You can go. They'll be doing discounts. Some are doing samples. Some are doing giveaways. It's going to be a blast. It's April 2nd. A freelance
April
coffee
22nd.
project from, oh, yes. What did I say?
April 2nd.
Oh, I
April
said
22nd.
April 22nd. 2-2. April 22nd. Thank you, Ari. And it will be from 9 to 12. We'll post this all over our socials. And the closer we get there, we'll also just be blasting this out. I think that's what I have on the cringiness. Anything else, Ari?
Thank you for doing all the cringy. I almost volunteered myself, but I appreciate you for doing that.
Got you.
We love you guys. And if there's topics that you want us to talk about, just add it in the comments, reach out to us directly. We'd love to. There's some topics that we know have been requested, so we're working on those. And yeah, we love you guys. We hope to
Love
meet you
you,
guys in person
Mama.
soon.
Yes.
Love you, Mama.
Yes. Love you, Mama.